Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, students and friends. In past episodes, I have presented Einstein's photoelectric effect. Today, we'll talk about the reverse process of the photoelectric effect, the emission of photon energy, such as X-rays, when an electron accelerates through a high potential difference and hits its target, thereby imparting its kinetic energy to a single photon. So just join me till the end of this video. Watch and learn. And this is the problem. An electron accelerates through a potential difference of 50.0 kilovolts in an X-ray tube. When the electron strikes the target, 70.0% of its kinetic energy is imparted to a single photon. Find the photon's frequency, wavelength, and magnitude of momentum. Shown in the illustration in figure 1 is an example of Bremsstrahlung, the German word for breaking radiation. So this Bremsstrahlung uh, occurs when a highly accelerated electron through a high potential difference, right, hits its target, right, which is an anode, right, and thereby imparting its kinetic energy to a single photon. So in other words, the anode will be emitting photon energy, right? And in the process, uh, this photon energy, okay, has a very high frequency, right? But a very small wavelength. High frequency also means high energy. And the accelerating voltage used in this setup is given in the problem. Capital B of AC being equal to 50.0 kilovolts, which is of course the same as 50.0 times 10 to the third power volts. Likewise, we are given the information that when the electron or accelerated electron strikes its target, that means the anode, 70.0% of its kinetic energy is imparted, all right, as a photon energy, all right, and we can express that here as 0.700 of the electron's kinetic energy, which is expressed as the product of the charge of an electron and the accelerating voltage, capital B of AC. So 70% of that, or 0.700, okay, goes into what we call the photon energy. All right, the photon energy of the emitted radiation, such as an X-ray. And the photon energy is expressed as the product of uh, the Planck's constant, denoted by small letter h, and the maximum frequency of the photon, uh, or the radiation such as X-ray. And the target variables in this problem are the maximum frequency of the photon, all right, denoted as small letter f sub max. Of course, it has a corresponding minimum wavelength, denoted by lambdas of mean. And also, whereas to determine the magnitude of the photon's momentum, denoted by small letter p, which is simply the amount of the constant h, or small letter h, known as Planck's constant, divided by the minimum wavelength of the photon. So for our solutions, we apply the Berns-Strolong equations. The kinetic energy of an accelerated electron, represented here by E capital B sub AC, is equal to the product of uh, Planck's constant h and the maximum frequency of the emitted photon. So the product of h f max, or the product of h and f max, represents the photon energy, which can also be expressed as the product of Planck's constant and the speed of light in vacuum over, or divided by, the minimum wavelength of the photon. Remember, when you divide the speed of light c by the wavelength, or by its wavelength, we are describing the corresponding frequency of the wave, right? So, for emphasis, all right, we are defining each of the quantities given in this equation. So, E times capital B sub AC, of course, is the kinetic energy, right? That is the kinetic energy of the accelerated electron. Lambda sub min refers to the minimum photon wavelength, right? While small letter h, of course, is Planck's constant, whose value in the SI system is equal to 6.63 times 10 to the negative 34 uh, or negative 34th power joules second. So take note, the unit in the SI system is joules second. We can also use uh, a value for Planck's constant in terms of electron volts, which is equal to 4.136 times 10 to the or raised to the negative 15 power electron volts second. Okay? And of course, the meaning of H times F max is that it is the maximum energy of an emitted photon. So, using the equations or the Bremse-Trelong equations, we can now compute the maximum frequency of the emitted photon. That is, F max is equal to, uh, as given in the problem, 70% of the electron's kinetic energy, right? That is represented here by E times capital B of AC and then divided by the Planck's constant H. That is, the maximum frequency is equal to the charge of an electron multiplied by 50.0 times 10 raised to the third power volts. That's the given accelerating voltage. Of course, 70% means 0.700, and then divided by the value of the Planck's constant expressed in electron volts second, 4.136 times 10 raised to the negative 15. So when we do our math, we get the value of the maximum frequency equal to 8.46 times 10 raised to the 18 power hertz. Notice that the charge E here gets cancelled out as well as the unit volt. So what is left is the unit per second, which is the same as hertz. Or we can also express this as 8.46 exahertz. All right. This is because 10 raised to the negative 18 hertz is equal to 1 exahertz. So this is our answer for the first question, maximum frequency of the emitted photon. Before we calculate for the corresponding minimum wavelength of the photon or the emitted photon, let us first determine the photon energy, denoted by capital E. So according to the problem, the photon energy, capital E, is equal to 70% of the kinetic energy of the accelerated electron, or 0.700 times the amount of the kinetic energy of the electron, which in our previous notations, kinetic energy is represented by the product of the charge of an electron, E, multiplied by the accelerating voltage, capital B of AC. So when we substitute completely, we have the photon energy capital E is equal to 0.700 times the charge of an electron, 1.602 times 10 to the negative 19 power coulomb, and then multiplied by the given accelerating voltage, 50.0 times 10 to the third power volts. So when we do our math, all right, we find the amount of the photon energy, capital E, equal to 5.61 times 10 raised to the negative 15 joules. Our unit for energy here is joules because we know that volt is also the same as joule per coulomb, right? So the unit coulomb cancels out. Hence, our final unit is joule. So now we can proceed computing the minimum wavelength of the photon or the emitted photon. That is lambda sub mean, which is equal to the product of the Planck's constant h in the speed of light in vacuum divided by the computed amount of photon energy, capital E. That is, lambda sub mean is equal to 6.63 times 10 raised to the negative 34th power joules second times 3.00 times 10 raised to the 8th power meters per second, and then divided by the computed photon energy, 5.61 times 10 raised to the negative 15th joule. So, doing our math, we get the value of the minimum wavelength lambda sub mean equal to 35.5 times 10 raised to the negative 12 meters in three significant figures, which can also be expressed as 35.5 picometers. Since 1 meter is the same as 10 raised to the 12 power picometers. And last but not the least, computing for the magnitude of the photon's momentum, denoted by small letter p, which is equal to the value of the Planck's constant h divided by the computed minimum wavelength of the emitted photon. That is, P is equal to 6.63 times 10 raised to the negative 34 joules second divided by 35.5 times 10 raised to the negative 12 power meters. So, doing our math, we arrive at the magnitude of the photon's momentum equal to 1.87 raised or times 10 raised to the negative 23 power kilogram meter per second. This is rounded to three significant figures. Just before we go, let us put emphasis on the key concept applied in this problem. In Bremsstrahlung, a photon of maximum energy and minimum wavelength lambda sub min is produced when all of the kinetic energy of an electron goes into producing that photon. The value of the minimum wavelength lambda sub min is inversely proportional to the voltage used to accelerate the electron. And on these notes, let me say, mabuhay till the next episode. MashaAllah. Thank you very much for your indulgence. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alhamdulillah.